Hello traders, and welcome to volume 4 of the weekly outlook and setups. So it's been a mad week with a lot of fundamentals and a lot of events happening in the market, some huge moves and whipsaws. So we're going to have a nice review now, some of things, and maybe look onto some great opportunities for the next week. Let's go! As always, we're starting with the DXY. So we've had a very bearish week with no wick to the downside, indicating a lot of bearish pressure. In fact, we had a lot of fundamentals this week. We had the Federal Reserve interest rate decisions, we had the statement, we had the press conference later, and we had a lot of volatility and indecision of the market. But after all the fundamentals came out, we've had some massive moves to the downside. So I've been calling this short since my second volume, this monthly Fibonacci setup from the 61.8%, and it's already making a move down. So I'm very bearish on the dollar. Weekly perfect closure for taking shorts. Switching down to the daily time frame, we see that we have invalidated even the most outer trend lines, this inner one, and we can draw this one as well, which was broken a long time ago. And clearing this up, we have a clear sequence: high, low, lower high, and now we're creating a lower low. So we're currently reaching the 27 extension. So if that hits, I will be waiting for a simple pullback and a new fib sequence in order to take shorts and have my confluence of the DXY to support my other trades. So short bias on DXY, little pullback to the upside, maybe to the EMA, 4 hourly, very overextended. I want it to tap my extension target, and then we will be bouncing back up. Our next pair is Euro USD. We're having a perfect opposite correlation to the DXY. As you can see, very nice bullish engulf. So even the previous price action is quite similar. If you want to compare it, we have this choppy price action here, we have this bearish engulf, then we return back up again, maybe to confuse traders, and now boom. So on the euro, we're having the same choppy price action, bullish engulf, back down again, and now we're going back up again. So switching down to the daily time frame, we have broken out of this outer trend line. We have fallen down to retest, make a new higher low, and now we're creating a new higher high. So if I put a fib like that, we're having a 61.8%, and now we're heading for the 27 extension, which kind of correlates to the 1.14 key level. So I am expecting price to tap this area first before going back for a new higher low. So maybe on market open or on Monday, I will expect price to tap the level, and then we will be having a new Fibonacci sequence, something like that, maybe to the EMA, perfect 61.8 before we go long back up again. So let's monitor. Euro JPY. So here we're not having a very convincing weekly closure. We're having something like a hammer formation here, but previously we had a bullish engulf, return back, and now we have this hammer, which if followed by a bullish engulf, we will be having a reversal pattern known as the morning star formation. So triggering my analysis, we found support at 121 key level. As you can see, perfect support of it. Switching down to the daily time frame, we have violated this descending trend line, violation, back down to find support and retest the trend line and the level again. That was a perfect level to get into a long trade, and now I believe the pair will start a new uptrend. So another opportunity will be if we break this level, if we break above and we come back for a retest. And if on market open price retraces back into the key level, we can watch for some signs of exhaustion, rejection, and enter another trade. So for targets, I will be monitoring around this liquidity area here. As you can see, we're having support, support, support. Then we broke resistance, and the EMA is here as well. So yeah, look to take profits around the 124 area. And yep, I'm bullish on Euro JPY. Aussie dollar, we're having a bullish close of the week, so the candle is not very convincing, but what grabbed my attention is that after this bearish engulf, price didn't manage to continue down, spiked down, and returned and closed bullish. So this level is of significance, and if we scroll out a little bit, we can see that price is currently at this multi-year low, which is the January 2016 low. So we found perfect support here, and this may be a crucial area for the pair. So switching down to the daily, we have a perfect double bottom, we have a violation of the trend line, return to test it as a double bottom, and now we're going back up again. 4 hourly, we're finding some resistance at this little zone, so we may have some pullback down before we continue up again. If we will be having a fib sequence, it will look like this. Maybe we can extend down to test this level again. See here how we had a perfect inverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, boom, back up again. So currently we're at the higher high stage of the price, so we will be waiting for a higher low from our fib formation, and we will be ready to ride it back up. USD CAD largely affected by the news this week. We had as well Canadian CPI, which printed out very bullish. That caused a nice flush on USD CAD. So our weekly closure is bearish, even bearish engulf, which gives us the bearish bias for the week ahead. Switching down to the daily time frame, we have a very nice sequence of high, low, lower high, currently sitting at lower low. This candle closed as bearish, but we are having a wick to the downside, and now we're having a little candle indicating that the steam is out. So we will be witnessing a pullback to a fib level. So yeah, we're always looking to sell high and buy low. So sell at lower high and buy at higher low. I shared this tip with one of my followers on Instagram, and he has seen massive success in his trading. So make sure to include it in your trading as well. So 4 hourly, yep, we're having a slowdown. I will be watching for price entering the pocket between 61.8% and the 50% Fibonacci. As for targets, I will be targeting the 1.31 key level and maybe the 27 extension as second target, but it's only 25 pips below, so I will be taking profits at 1.39 eventually. So that is USD CAD. GBP USD, interesting weekly closure after 3 or 4 weeks of choppiness. So price reached almost 1.25 and the area of it, tapped it, and the bulls came into the market and sent the price up 250 pips. So the week closes as a bullish engulf, which gives us a bias for the week ahead. Switching down to the daily time frame, we see a very nice morning star formation from the level. We have violated this daily trend line, and now we're looking very bullish. But switching down to the hourly time frame, we have this 1.2750 key level, which is a very strong figure of resistance. As you can see, we have multiple taps of the level, and we're approaching it right now. So we may see some reaction from it again, and we may create a new higher low before we can go long. So make sure not to jump onto any trades on market open. See how price reacts around this area. So as you can see, we have retested perfectly the trend line and the EMA, perfect long position from here. But right now, if you're long, secure your position at break even and monitor how the price will behave at this level. And just a quick correlation and a confluence to this trade, we have Euro GBP, which closes as a very nice long-legged doji at the top of this move. It may be the top, I can't say because nothing is certain, but I think that this pair may be reversing as we saw that bullish engulf on the GBP USD. So we have price stalling here, we have this bearish engulf, follow up by a bearish candle. Now we're pulling back up again, and if we go to the 4-hourly, it even becomes clearer. We have this kind of head and shoulders movement, and now we're at the lower high sequence. So I will be watching. The safest trade will be a break of the support of this range and a retest. But if this pair starts to flush down, it will support our bias on GU. So I will be closely monitoring those two pairs. To wrap up the video, we'll have a look at Euro Aussie, which is an interesting setup that hasn't given the signal yet. So turning on my analysis, we see that the price is currently staying in this crucial area as price was last here at 2015, which was a massive spike, maybe manipulation or news, who knows. And another time when price was here was at 2009. So on the weekly time frame, we have no indication of resistance, but switching down to the daily, we have this massive shooting star closing as Marubozu without wick to the downside and engulfing the previous candle. So a lot of shorts were taken here because this candle is just beautiful. And since then, price returns back up again, and maybe right now we're witnessing some kind of manipulation. So if we spike up to take out the stop losses of retail traders, I will be watching for short trades. But actually we're currently still in an uptrend, but I will trade just the pullback. If this is our higher high, in order for price to continue, we should create a higher low. So let's have a look at the 4-hourly. We have violated this trend line, nice and strong break, violation of this supportive region here. As you can see, then we returned back up again, retested, going up. So we may be entering a ranging market now, or kind of distribution phase before we go back down. But I will be waiting for price to tap this level again, retest the trend line, give me some signals, and I will be entering shorts on Euro Aussie. So guys, I hope you liked the video. Send me some feedback. Have a chat with me. I will love to hear from you, your feedback, and I hope you crush it this week. Let's go. Thank you.